Hi everyone, and thanks for joining Money Smart Mama, brought to you by Motherhood, a video series about finances for you and your family. I'm Mahira Khan and also a mother of one, and I've always wondered how I can manage my finances better, especially in this time of economic uncertainty. So if you're watching with us here today, then you're on the right track to becoming a Money Smart Mama for you and your family. Alright, so I remember when I was growing up, adults would always tell me, do you think that money grows on trees? Whenever I wanted to spend on something, whether it be clothes or new toys or going on a holiday, it took me a really long time to learn how hard my parents worked to give me what I want. So now that I'm a mom myself, I would love to instill a sense of financial literacy to my own kid, so she too can understand that money doesn't grow on trees. Thankfully, today we have with us Helwa to share with us on how we can teach our kids to save, budget, and spend money wisely. So welcome to the show, Helwa. I'm so glad that you're back with us, and I can't wait for the tips that you're going to share for our Money Smart Mamas.
I'm so excited to be here, Mahira. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's get to our first question. So when we talk about financial literacy, what does that exactly mean?
Financial literacy for children begin with an understanding about the importance of saving.
Okay.
Because that is the easy way to begin with. Because our children are actually exposed to, for example, pocket money during festive season where they receive ang pao or duit raya. So that is a very good introductory for them to begin with. So that is good introductory about saving. And next thing, we as parents also need to share the reason why our children have to save. Okay, the need to save is actually the concept of delayed gratification. Perhaps you heard this Malay proverb before, saying bersusah-susah dahulu, bersenang-senang kemudian.
Yes,
right?
I've heard of that.
Yes, so it's about to start small and you can reap the rewards later.
So it's about instilling that intention in them, so
Yes.
and that understanding, so that they understand why they have to save up, isn't it?
Very true. Because kids would normally need to understand why.
Yeah, they don't understand. They just when they think of money as a way to just get whatever they want, like the toys and all that. So it's true, they don't understand what is the purpose of saving money.
Parents have to can guide them, encourage them, because they already have money by themselves.
Yes.
How to have the journal, okay, to keep track the inflow, the outflow, so that they can be familiarized about spending.
And where their money goes, right?
Yes, very true. For most children, maybe they think that it's very easy for their parents to earn money. That is why, for us as a parent, we have to tell them, explain to them how actually we as parents earn money. It can be for working for a living, or you're having a business, or even some of us parents also invest to earn more money. So all these are important for kids to understand that it's not just on tree.
Yeah,
we have
it
to put
doesn't
effort.
go.
Yes. It's also to make them appreciate from very young. They can understand that.
Okay. So it's about intention. It's
Yes.
about teaching them the value of money.
True.
It's about making them understand how hard it is to work for money, isn't it? It's not that it doesn't just grow on trees.
And then the next important one, they also need to understand when talk about earn the money, it has to come from where's the source from. Alright, it has to be ethical and have some moral. It cannot be cheating. It cannot be stealing from others. And also the extra money, if they have, not only for themselves, it can be meant to help the others, help other, the siblings, the family, or even any other people, even the planet and animals.
Yeah.
All these are good habits that we want them to have.
That's very well said, because a lot of times when we talk about money, kids always spend it for themselves. But to get them to use their money and encourage them to use it for others, for goods, I think that's a very good habit to instill in children. And I'm very glad that you mentioned that as well.
But what's most important, Mahira, all the points that I mentioned to children, is always about practical. It's always about we as parents can demonstrate or lead by example. You cannot just simply teach them or giving them theory.
You have to lead by example, yes.
Yes.
Monkey see, monkey do, right?
Yes, very true.
Okay, so very well said. Now moving on to the next question, can you maybe explain to us how important it is to teach our children about finances? Because I think a lot of parents out there feel it's something that they can just learn when they're grown up. So maybe you can elaborate more about that.
Yes, learning about finances and money should start from very early age. This is because we want to instill the right habit and awareness on saving, budgeting, protecting, growing and money management from very young age. So the keywords here are habits and awareness.
Right.
Okay, and parents can start with a basic concept actually of budgeting and how much money to allocate on wants and needs, or the nice to have. All right, the basic of saving versus investing. How much more time they have is for the better. It's a long game altogether, Mahira. But hence that's why there's this proverb, bersusah dahulu and bersenang kemudian. Parents are the role model in the child's life. We should instill gratitude and appreciation toward others from very early on. Be grateful for the money that we have, the blessing that we have in abundance. Very important. Then I believe parents also should instill confidence in their child for them to make financial decision. Actually teaching them a very simple technique, which is thinking before you spend. Ask whether is it a need or a want, or is it a nice to have.
So whether it's necessary or not, so that they just don't overspend on every little thing, right?
Don't simply spend.
Don't simply spend, exactly.
Yeah. And the next point is like about wastage. Wastage is not good, be it food, water or electricity. And mistakes such as this should be avoided at all costs.
Right. Okay, I'm so glad that you mentioned all this because for me personally, growing up, I was never taught by my parents about all this, and finances is something that I had to learn on my own as an adult, and I found it very difficult. So it's definitely something that I wish more parents would do with their children, especially to teach, because you don't learn about this in school. Even though I feel it's something that's very important. We should be learning this in school, but unfortunately, it's something that we don't learn in school. So the only way that children can learn about managing finances is through their parents. Yeah. All right. So moving on to the next question, do you have any tips on getting kids to save? How can parents teach kids to distinguish between needs and wants?
Okay, first thing first, how to get kids to save, right? So it's a practical thing. Parent can start by giving them a piggy bank or a simple clear messenger to create the visual incentive for the children to see their money.
Okay.
Right? We as parents can create some incentive or commission for the child to earn money. Okay, for example, resell usable good items or old newspaper, or on chores that they do around the house, like taking out the trash, cleaning up their rooms. So we promote them to do this and give them incentive.
Like a reward, right?
Yes.
For good things, good behaviors.
Yes, true. And then after that, we as parents can transfer the money that they have already in their saving earlier into the bank or in the investment account, and actually have it shown back to them. All right, so that they can see that the money has been accumulated as well as the growth part. I have experience on that. My son that really want to see it. How much now? How much now? And because he started earlier than the younger sister, then he said that abang have more.
Oh,
but that is the real lesson learned.
Yes,
that's the real lesson learned, whereby you need the time for you to accumulate. It's a simple maths.
Yeah.
Right?
So this way they get to see for themselves how it works, isn't it?
Yes, and they will get excited as well.
Yeah, it becomes like a fun game for them while also becoming like a learning habit.
Yes, very true. And we have been repeating throughout the show about the needs versus wants. Demonstrate to child using a practical example type of transportation, gadgets, eating outside versus eating at home, hobbies, entertainment. All these have options.
Yes.
Let them know and realize the decision that we make. Alright? If we teach our children about money journal, it's also a good thing because we can do a review or reflection on how you have spent the money.
Yes, because when they spend it, when they have a journal, they can put down all their spendings on what they spend, and probably at the end of the month they're able to reflect on their spendings and see, oh, you know what, this month I probably spent like 50 ringgit on food. Oh, maybe next month I can save up on that by cooking something at home instead. So it becomes like like you said, like a reflection on.
They may be realizing that actually they don't need it or they don't really like it.
Yeah.
As compared to the other thing that they never thought earlier.
So it could be things like, was that worth it? Was that money really worth what I spent?
Yes. And not to forget, tell them the whys. Saving is the amount of money that you put aside to keep, to ease in any financial setbacks. So peace of mind comes hand in hand when you have an emergency fund, and then you know that you have got some money saved away for a rainy day that will help to protect and shield you from the unexpected expenses.
Okay, so we've talked about financial literacy, we've talked about how important it is to teach our kids on how to save and any tips for them. So now let's move on to how can we start the conversation with our kids on budgeting.
Budgeting is actually about planning and also allocating money so that you know how to spend. It's important to ensure that not to overspend or spend the money that we don't have. Okay, and know which item is a better value of money. More importantly, avoid buying wrong product. And parents should explain the benefit if they can stick to their budget. I.e., they can save more and enjoy more later. The point is just start the conversation.
Yeah, so I think when it comes to teaching your kids any sort of values or any sort of new tips or tricks, it all comes down to conversation. At the end of the day, you have to sit down with your kids and really explain to them why it is that you're teaching them a certain topic or why it is they have to learn this. Because that way they get to understand the real importance of it. And I think that's key point here. Yeah.
Have the conversation.
Have a conversation. Just sit down and talk. Okay, so we'll move on to our final question, Helwa.
Okay.
So should we let our kids spend their money however they want?
Interesting question. The answer, if you ask me, yes, because money can be a good source of motivation that they can use to celebrate and have fun with others. Okay. However, we as parents have to remind them to set the limit.
Right.
Okay. And goes back to the budgeting planning. So if you have the budgeting, you can enjoy the money still. And not to forget to tell them the whys. Saving is the amount of money you can put aside to keep in the case of financial setbacks. Peace of mind comes hand in hand when you have an emergency fund. Knowing that you have got some money saved away for a rainy day will help you to protect, to shield you from unexpected expenses.
Okay, so yeah, it's really important to explain to them why are we saving in the first place. So as kids, they always it's easier to explain to them, to make them understand, isn't it? Why do we save money? Yeah, so it's because of a rainy day. So that's what we want to get the message across to them.
Yes.
Okay.
And always practice gratitude and be grateful of the money that we have. Explain, I think it's never too early to explain to them about opportunity costs, meaning to say that every time you choose to have something, you have to give up something else.
Right.
Alright? So that is why they have to, or they need to choose carefully.
Yeah, because nothing in life comes for free, right?
Yes, very true.
You know, I had so much fun talking with you. I definitely learned a lot today, and I really love how you instilled the points of value and morals into finance topics, which I find a lot of people don't really think about when it comes to finances. So thank you so much, Helwa, for helping us money smart mamas raise money smart children. So many good tips and lessons for us to extend financial literacy to our kids so they can grow up to be financially smart adults. All right. And a special thanks to AIA for sponsoring this episode of Money Smart Mama. As parents, we want our children to live healthier, longer, and better lives. And with AIA's comprehensive health and wealth solution for children, we are able to better prepare, plan, and protect our children throughout their life journey and milestones. Well, we hope that you've enjoyed and learned from today's program. Do stay tuned for our next episode of Money Smart Mama for more financial tips for the family. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time. I'm Mahira.
And I'm Helwa.
And this is motherhood.com.my. Bye!